Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about the secret to um, becoming a great writer. And I'm not being hyperbolic. This is genuine. Like, I have the secret if you guys are ready. Now, some of you might not care about being a good writer, and that's perfectly fine. And in this video also, we're going to talk about the draft deadlines that we have. Let me pull up my screen here and share that with you. So we have quite a few deadlines. And so I kind of want to talk a little bit about this and a little bit about, um, our process requirements for the IMRADR. But connected to this, it's the secret to becoming a great writer, okay? The secret is the writing process. Maybe I should have made that more exciting. The secret is the writing process. No, okay. So with the writing process, what a lot of students do and a lot of adults do and a lot of teachers do is we wait till the deadline to do things, right? um Maybe it's because we don't care, maybe it's because and that's okay if you don't care. Like, it's okay to not care about writing. I don't personally get offended. Like, writing is hard, and so if you don't like it, like, I understand. Like, it sucks sometimes. I mean, I also love it. I love writing a lot. But one thing that discouraged students, so let's look at this hypothetical example. You turn in an assignment and you get a bad grade. You turn in an essay and you get a bad grade. You might think, well, I'm a bad writer. Well, actually, I would disagree. I would say, no, you just don't understand your writing process well. um, and one of the big things that we're trying to do in all of our writing courses is get students to understand that if you want to be a good writer, if you want to produce great content, you actually have to put in what's called work. Just kidding. You have to put in work and time and effort, and it can't happen right before the deadline. Now, some of it can, and actually, there's some good research about how procrastination can be beneficial and how deadlines can actually help you get tasks accomplished. Okay, I'm not arguing that. But what I am saying is that you need to put more work into the writing process. And so one of our goals with the IMRADR report is to teach you not only what it is, but also the process. I could teach you what an airplane does, but you might still not know how to fly it, right? And so same with the report. Like, I can tell you what the report is, but you still might not know how to actually go through the process of writing it. And so we're doing both. We're learning what it is, and then we're going through the process ourselves and writing it. But as you'll see, it looks pretty complicated, and it is, okay? If you're looking at all these deadlines and you're thinking, there's no way I can do this, you may want to drop the course before, the 14th, I think, is our drop date. Like, this is, and these deadlines right here are strict deadlines. Final deadlines, there is some leeway, but even the final right here, I have to grade it in time, so I can't really extend that one too much. I could maybe extend the conference poster one a little bit if you get behind on that one. But all of these right here are part of the writing process, okay? And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to get you to write things before the deadline. If I just taught you the IMRAD report and just said, okay, you have 7 weeks, a lot of you would wait for a long time before you started it. And if you waited until you got to week 14, week 15, or heaven forbid, week 16, and tried to write an entire research report, your mind would blow up. Okay, you would go crazy. You would get depressed. Like, it doesn't work that way. Okay, you can't create this really vast report all at once. And so we're trying to teach you these time management techniques. It is a little bit harder online because it's all up to you. Okay. But as you see this weekend, we have a memo research proposal due. And that's going to allow me to figure out what everyone's doing, what everyone's researching, and to approve topics or deny topics. Okay. Because I do have to approve them. And then the following week we just learn about research, we learn about ethics, we learn about training. The following week we go into surveys and how to create effective surveys and how to make sure that they're ethical and they're not intrusive and they're not rude and they're written effectively. And then we get into actual writing and we create our decision matrices, our problem solving models, and we even produce results from the surveys that we did. Okay. Here we go into our discussion sections. We'll talk about all of these sections and the genre conventions of each one later. But here we go into the discussion section and the recommendations. And you have a final IMRAD full report due then at this point, a full draft. Okay. Now, again, this isn't for me. This is for you guys. This is to show you guys. I mean, some of it is for me to make sure that you're on track, but most of it is for you guys to see that if you really want to produce good writing, if you want to be a great writer, you need to understand the writing process better. Everyone has a different process. Some of us are going to wait closer to deadlines. Some of us are going to do a lot of brainstorming. For my own process, it requires a lot of reading and thinking first. I like to spend weeks reading and thinking before I start writing. And then when I start writing, I can write a lot because I've been reading and thinking about it a lot. I actually like to procrastinate a little bit when I can. So when you procrastinate and you get close to a deadline, you actually get anxious, right? You get anxiety, you get stress. That's actually biologically effective because what it does is it allows you to then focus, hyper focus on the thing that you need to get accomplished. So even though it's uncomfortable to feel that stress and anxiety, like there's a reason why we feel that, because we know we have to accomplish this thing, and then we accomplish it. And then, you know, with that stress and anxiety, we're able to accomplish it. So unfortunately, I cannot extend deadlines on draft work. Okay, I've been very open and willing to accept extensions on other things, but drafts, no. Maybe like 12 hours or something like that. You know, possibly 24 hours in instances where, you know, your computer blows up. But really, if I get the drafts late, then it's kind of pointless, because, like, again, the entire purpose I'm having all of these drafts is to allow you to see and experience the writing process, so that by the time you get to the final, you've put all this work in. I've read all of these things, and so you're producing this actually a much better product. Okay. And so you're going to go through a lot of this pain and struggling through this writing process. It's going to be a lot of work, but you're going to produce a much better report. Okay. Um, and so that's kind of my spiel on the writing process. If you guys are curious, all of my documents on the IMRAD report are down here in the finals week area. And one of them, there's quite a few. Don't get too confused, or do, you know, whatever. But there's quite a few documents on IMRAD. Be careful when you look at these, because there are some that say IMRAD and some that say IMRADR. So IMRAD Research Report, I created this document for the Writing Center program, and it's just all about the IMRAD, okay? So it'll be really great information on what the methods are, what the introduction is, what the results are, but it's not necessarily going to be specific to our specific assignment. So if you want to know about our specific assignment, watch these videos and, you know, pay attention to the things I'm telling you right now, okay? But one of the documents shows the IMRAD process requirements right here. So you have to turn in a memo this weekend. That will be graded in the email and memo part. So I'm going to use that rubric to grade it. City training is pass-fail, 1%. Survey informed consent, pass-fail. The IMRAD decision matrix is pass-fail. In fact, I believe they're all pass-fail, but maybe not the draft. The IMRADR draft and the self-evaluation of IMRAD, that 3%, that is not pass-fail. Okay, that you'll be graded on. And the IMRAD draft, the full draft, this one right here, worth 2%. I'm going to provide you guys individual feedback on all of your IMRADR drafts for that one assignment. These, I will not be providing, well, this one I'm going to approve your topic and I'll give you some feedback. These ones right here are only to make sure that you're on the process. You're in the process of the writing process. So I'll open it up, I'll look at it, I'll make sure you did it right. I'm not going to provide you any feedback. I'm just going to give you a pass or fail. Okay. And so as long as you do the basics, you get the credit. All right. Now, there will be specific documents on what I expect out of all of these. I believe, let's check here. Oh yeah, so methods and results draft rubric right here. Self-evaluation project rubric. May need update. Okay, I'll have to check that out. So you'll see those things right here, okay? I also put the process requirements right here. And so there are little rubrics and assignment guidelines for these, and I'll be explaining each week as well. So you shouldn't be confused about this, okay? But these are all pass-fail. I'm not giving you feedback, but it's just to show you that you're on the process. Okay. Just to show me that you are still going with this and that you're going through it. If it's like really bad, or if you have questions, obviously email me, talk to me. Okay. So if you're like, hey, I saw that, my IMRADR, passed with the pass fail, but I have a question about the decision matrix I made. For sure. Ask me questions. Okay. I'm always available via Zoom to set up a meeting. And actually, I kind of think that maybe for these IMRADR drafts, we're going to do Zoom face-to-face meetings with them. We'll see. I'm either going to make a video for you, like a 30-minute video that I'll send to you, or we'll do like actual like face-to-face meetings. It depends on what I can fit into my schedule. I would like to do meetings if I could, but we'll see. Let's see. All right. Yeah. So if you don't meet those deadlines, you don't get the credit. Now, luckily, these are worth not a whole lot of percentages. So if you are one of those students that are not doing well, I don't do well with online. I am very outwardly motivated, and I focus better when I'm in a classroom, right? And so online is difficult for me. If you're one of those people and you have a bunch of other classes and your grade in my class isn't so bad that you can not do some of these, then skip some. Okay. Like if you are like, okay, week 14 is too tough, I'm going to skip this one. You could do that. Okay. You'll lose that 2%, but like, I don't get offended by that. Like I want you guys to be better writers and I want you guys to go through these processes, but I also realize that my class isn't your whole universe, right? You have other things to worry about. But unfortunately, like I said, I can't give extensions on these things. And it's just based off the fact that it's the writing process, and that's what I'm trying to teach you guys. Okay. All right. So that's the writing process. Again, I genuinely, truly believe in what I said, that if you want to be a great writer, learn your writing process. I'm a better writer than you guys, just because I have had more experience and I've had more technical training, but I'm actually not an amazing writer. But what I am good at is my own writing process. So if you were to pit me up against another writer and they're better at writing than me, I could still possibly produce better writing than them, because I really deeply understand the writing process well. And I know how to go through draft after draft after draft after draft. Um, I've, I've worked on writing projects where I had, 80 drafts, not exaggerating. Okay. Like I understand that process and what it takes to go through and make something better and better and better and better. And if you guys really want to be a good writer, that's really what it takes. It takes more time. It takes more effort. It takes more blood, sweat, and tears. We have this romantic idea that these writers that we look up to, who are amazing, just write things magically, like they just write and rainbows come from their pen, and they solve all the world problems from it. And that's just not the case. Okay. Google sometime if you want, author quotes about writing or writer quotes about writing. You're going to get a lot of a lot of quotes about how difficult it is, about how it's like, putting the ink to paper is like putting a knife to your skin and you're bleeding onto the paper, like it can be challenging for a lot of people. Okay. And so it's not something that's easy to do, but it is definitely something that will make you a better writer. Okay. Thanks, guys. Continue to pay attention to all the various videos that we'll be producing. I've got a lot to say about the IMRAD, and I want to make sure that you guys are all on board and ready to go with this assignment. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys decide to do for your research.